You open your banking app and there it is, 6 figures staring back at you. For most homeowners, that's just a number. What if I told you it's quietly costing you money every day? Your equity isn't working for you. It's sitting idle. Let's fix this. I'm Rasti Vaibhav, and as a property investor who has helped clients turn $11,000 into $93,000 equity in 14 months, I'm going to show you how to stop losing money and get your equity working for you starting today. As we dive in, know that a free step-by-step blueprint with the exact system we'll discuss is available via the link below. It's a guide to getting started while we show you how to truly unlock your equity. But here's the kicker. While most homeowners fear lender's mortgage insurance, LMI in short, it's often the passport to accelerated growth, not a roadblock. Stay with me to learn how to stop losing money and get your equity working for you. Let's dive in. Because while your equity sets, property prices rise. Investors keep buying and opportunities quietly vanish. If you are the property owner who has done the hard work, paid down your mortgage, built good equity, and you're wondering what's next, you're not alone. Most Aussies are in the same boat, equity rich but stuck. Your equity can work for you by funding the purchase of another property or helping to grow your investment portfolio so you can build wealth instead of letting it sit and lose value over time. Every week at Gateway Properties, we help busy professionals unlock their equity and invest safely, without guesswork, without stress, and without sacrificing lifestyle. Accessing your equity isn't about risky flips or selling your home. This is the smart, strategic way investors grow well, even if it's your first time. So if you've ever said, I'll invest when things settle down, this is for you. Because the market won't wait, and neither does growth compounding. Are you really waiting, or are you just letting equity lose value every day? While the market moves, other people are building their wealth. The real cost of waiting, years of compounding growth missed, and opportunities quietly vanish. We'll show you how to work that step by step. And if you're thinking about investing but felt overwhelmed, unsure, or just plain stuck, you're absolutely not alone. We work with busy professionals every day who've done all the right things. They have chipped away at their loan, built real equity, but they're still unsure what the next move should be. Perhaps you've already run numbers, talked to the bank, or Googled best suburbs to invest today, maybe even at midnight, at 12 o'clock in the night. And the more you research, the more uncertain you felt. Too many options, isn't there? Too much risk, not enough clarity. This hesitation is valid because no one truly teaches you how to do this effectively. Not school, not banks, it's certainly not brokers focused only on borrowing power over lifestyle effect. Let's fix that. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact steps to unlock your equity safely with structure and show you how our clients at Gateway Properties are using it to build real wealth. Stick around to the end because I'll share real client journeys and a simple blueprint you can follow to start building momentum right now. Quick heads up, this video is general information only. It's not personal financial advice. Everyone's situation is different, as you know. So always chat with your broker or advisor before acting on this. So let's get into it. Here is what we are covering. First, how equity works and how to get it. Then the safest way to access it. And finally, how to turn it into a portfolio that grows while you sleep. Equity, let's start there. What even is that? Let's talk about it. It's a difference between your property's market value and what you owe the bank. So if your property is worth $900,000 and your mortgage is $500,000, boom, you have got $400,000 in equity. But here's the catch. Not all of that is usable. Most lenders will cap their loan at 80% of the value of your property. That's called your loan to value ratio, or LVR in short. So what you're really interested in is your usable equity, which is usually 80% of the property's value, minus whatever is left on your loan. Let me give you a quick example so you can immediately calculate your own usable equity. Let's say your property is worth $700,000. Your remaining loan is $400,000. 80% of $700,000 is $560,000. Take away a loan, and that gives you $160,000 in usable equity. Here is the powerful truth. Most people don't realize this simple calculation just revealed the capital for their next property, sitting right there in their home. This isn't theoretical. This is really potential, unlocked by knowing this one number. Think of it. Your next investment could be funded by the very home you're sitting in right now. And that's how progress begins. One calculation, one conversation. Quick rule of thumb. Multiply your property value by 0.8, then subtract your loan balance. That's your usable equity. Write that down. It's a number that could change your future. Now, let's be clear. Just because the numbers work doesn't mean you go all in. At Get Your Properties, we always work with our clients to leave a safety buffer, 10 to 20% depending on your comfort zone. Because peace of mind is worth more than just chasing an extra property that keeps you up at night. So where does equity come from? Well, two places. First, capital growth. That's your property going up in value over time. Think of it like your property doing some heavy lifting behind the scenes while you are sleeping. Second, loan repayments. Every time you chip away at your mortgage, you're widening that gap between value and debt. And over time, that gap, your equity, can become a serious wealth-building machine. Most people think that they'll use their equity one day, but one day turns into 2 years, and suddenly you are staring at 6 figures in lost growth, watching opportunities slip away silently. The longer you wait, the more you lose. Don't let that happen to you. The real cost of waiting? Well, years of compounding growth missed, and opportunities quietly vanishing. In fact, waiting just 18 months could mean missing out on over $70,000 in compounding gains, even with modest growth. That's equity lost silently. While you thought you were playing it safe, your future self handing over the keys of your third investment property, or sits stuck Googling how to start investing and watching opportunities slip by. Think of equity like a snowball at the top of a hill. The longer it waits, the less ground it covers. You really want it rolling now, so it can gather momentum, size, and impact with every turn. While others build portfolios, while compounding does its thing, and suddenly your equity is worth less in future dollars, not more. That's the real cost of waiting. In just a moment, I'll show you the two safest ways to access your equity and one method we usually avoid. But first, let's tackle one of the biggest fears stopping thousands of Aussies from even starting: the myth of lender's mortgage insurance, LMI in short. We see this scale progress more than almost anything else. People hear it from brokers, parents, or even Reddit. Let's bust it right now. Everyone is terrified of LMI. Never pay it. It's a trap. And here's a major mindset shift. One that's made some of our clients tens of thousands of dollars. Let me show you how real clients are putting this strategy into action. Take, for example, Natasha, who paid $11,000 in LMI to extract her equity and bought an investment property in Sydney. She gained $93,000 in equity in just under 14 months.
That's a 745% return on investment. Let that sink in.
Yes, paying $11,000 felt steep, but gaining $93,000 in equity in just 14 months, that's a 745% ROI. Not bad for a bad idea, isn't it? This is how it works in real life when done properly. Well, LMI is not a play. It's a passport. It's just that toll booth on your way to leverage land. And sometimes paying that toll gets you in the fast lane. Whilst extracting equity, in some cases, it might actually make sense to go to a 90% LVR, pay the LMI, and use that extra leverage to buy sooner or buy it better. It depends on your strategy. If your goal is growth and the numbers stack up, It can be a smart tool, but it has to be done with proper planning. They say, don't pay NMI. We say, don't pay the cost of inaction. One is a fee, the other is potentially years of lost growth. We've had clients come to us not realizing that they had $150,000 or more in usable equity. They've been told to wait, save more, let the market settle. But while they waited, prices went up, interest rates moved, and opportunities vanished. They were not stuck, they were parked, handbrake on, full tank, engine ready, but no roadmap, no GPS. But really, they were one good refinance away from buying their next property. Now, let's talk about how to actually access it. There are two main methods, and they're not created equal. The first one, and the one we recommend for most clients, is refinancing and cashing out. You basically replace your existing home loan with a new one based on your updated property value and borrow more. That extra amount is the equity you're accessing. And after, if you haven't renewed your loan in a few years, you might even score a better interest rate. Now, if you're not sure how refinancing works or whether you should be paying lenders or insurance, we have done a deep dive on that. I'll link it here on the screen for your next watch. One of our clients, Sonia, went through this process. She owned her home, had good equity, but wasn't sure how to move forward. We worked with a broker, an accountant, refinanced 2 loans clearly, and saved her $5,400 a year in interest alone. That's real money, real savings. And more importantly, that refinance helped her fund next property purchase. Now, Sonia's story shows how clean structure can create big savings. But here's a structure we usually avoid: cross-collateralization. It sounds powerful, and sometimes it can be, but we generally like to avoid it. What exactly it is, you may wonder. It basically ties multiple properties together as security for one loan. Easy for the broker, easy for the bank, but there's a problem. The problem, if one property hits trouble, they all come under pressure. It's like tying two boats together with one rope. If one boat takes on water, they both start sinking. So honestly, for a very specific reason, an exit strategy is steer clear from cross-collateralization. Now, before you even touch your equity, here's what we walk every client through our equity access checklist. 1. Get a recent valuation. This can be done through your lender or a professional valuer. 2. Confirm your current loan balance. 3. Calculate your usable equity. Again, 80% of the value minus your loan. If you're taking NMI, then it could be 85 or even 90%. 4. Decide how much you want to access. We always recommend leaving a buffer for the rainy day. 5. Choose your method. In most cases, that's refinancing, clear, clean, and independent structure. 6. Stress test the repayments. Ask yourself, what if interest rate goes up by another % or 2? With rates stabilizing and borrowing power looking up again, this is one of the strongest windows we have seen in 3 years to make your equity move. Don't wait for it. Just go and get it now. Now that you understand your usable equity in its power, and you've seen how common mistakes can cost you, you might be asking, how does this apply to my specific situation? What's my exact blueprint? This isn't just theory. It's how our clients are turning dormant equity into significant returns. If you're ready to get your equity working for you, book your free one-to-one strategy call now. Let's map out your next move before the market shifts further. With rates stabilizing and your equity ready to work, don't wait another day. Spots are limited, so secure yours before it's too late. 7. Avoid cross-collateralization unless you really know what you are doing. And 8. Work with the right professionals. A mortgage broker who gets investment strategy, and a buyer's agent who doesn't just chase listings, they chase long-term results. And that's exactly what we do at CFA Properties, an independent buyer's agency. We've had clients come to us with great equity, but no idea where to buy, what to look for, or how to structure it. That's why we don't just talk finance, we build the whole picture: equity, lending, structure, and property selection. Because buying well is everything. You make money when you go and get into the market. I mean, what's the point of unlocking the equity if you use it just calm down? That's where due diligence comes in. Checking growth trends, rental yield, infrastructure plans, vacancy rates, and negotiating the right price. If you're not sure how to do this, I've got a video you will love which talks exactly the same thing. Due diligence when finding the right property. Now, let me share a real story. Meet Amy and David. They came to us through a social networking event, and we mapped out a property with blueprint together. They had put in $60,000 in equity. They had savings, but they were frozen, stuck in the classic analysis paralysis. In just 9 months, they went from feeling overwhelmed and stuck to confidently owning 3 properties across 3 different states. They allowed $245,000 in equity and felt in control of their own financial future, all without stepping outside their comfort zone. That's the power of clarity over chaos. From I'm not ready to be on 3 investment properties, that's a difference. From fear to $245,000 in equity, not in theory, in real numbers. And the shift, it didn't start with buying. It started with clarity. One conversation that replaced 12 months of second guessing. And the best part, they were never out of their comfort zone because it was all done with structure, clarity, and support. Now, let's talk briefly about strategy. Here's how we help clients build portfolios. First, revalue your property. Second, calculate usable equity. Third, refinance and set up your loan structure. That includes setting up an offset account, which is like a savings account linked to your mortgage. Money in the offset reduces the interest you pay, dollar for dollar. So if you have excess equity, but don't plan to use all of it straight away, parking it in the offset account means you're still saving on interest while having access to cash if needed. Think of your offset account like a financial trampoline. Your money sits there, weightless, flexible, reducing your loan interest while staying ready to bounce into your next move. You are not locking it away or letting it work while you wait. Want a deeper dive on debt recycling or how this ties into your cash flow strategy? Check out this video, that might help. Next, match your property strategy to your financial plan. Some investors are chasing high capital growth. Others want positive cash flow. And some, especially higher income earners, want to optimize negative gearing. Negative gearing is where your property costs might, like interest, maintenance, etc., are higher than your rental income. That shortfall can be offset against your taxable income. But this only works when it's part of the bigger plan. There's even talk about negative gearing being removed. So if that worries you, I've covered that too in my other video. And finally, we buy. But we buy smart. And repeat the process at a pace that suits your lifestyle, your risk tolerance, and your financial goals. Now, let me be honest. Misusing equity is a thing. We have seen it. Borrowing up to 80% or even 90% without a buffer. Well, buying emotionally, linking properties, losing flexibility, when interest rates rise or tenants move out. But all of this, totally avoidable. At Get Your Properties, we don't just build portfolios. We help people build real sustainable wealth with a clear, structured approach that gives you clarity, confidence, and control in your investment journey. That's where our rare model comes in. A proven strategy designed to guide you through every step of property investment. Here's how it works. Review. We begin by understanding where you are today, your goals, and your financial landscape. And then we help you create a custom roadmap that's tailored to your personal goals, risk tolerance, and savings strategy. Ways from research to negotiating deals. We'll help you at every stage to ensure you are getting the best possible investment for your needs. And then finally, enjoy. Ultimately, we want you to enjoy the process and the rewards, whether that's growing your wealth, creating a passive income, or setting yourself up for early retirement. This process is part of our rare portfolio wealth blueprint, a 6-step strategy that helps you leverage your equity safely and structurally. Now, let me walk through these steps. First, get a valuation of your property. Understand where you stand and what hidden opportunities might be available to you. Second, calculate usable equity. Know exactly how much equity you can access to fund your next move. Third, refinance with a clean structure. Set up your loan structure for long-term success. Fourth, clarify your wealth blueprint. Ensure your property investment goals align with your future plans. Fifth, buy the right property. Invest in the right area with the right fundamentals for growth. And sixth, repeat with confidence. Keep growing your portfolio, leveraging your equity, and building wealth. So let me ask you, what's your equity doing right now? Because if it's just sitting in there, you could be missing 2, 3, even 5 years of potential growth. 5 years from now, you're handing over keys to your third investment property. Your portfolio growing, your wealth compounding, your weekends free of money stress. All because you didn't wait for the perfect time. You moved with the right plan. Or you're still saving, still scrolling, still wondering. The future is coming either way. The question is, will it be by design or by default? That is what this is all about, creating choices. You've already seen the strategy, but maybe you're wondering, how does this apply to me? That's exactly what we mapped out with clients in a free one-to-one strategy call. In that session, we'll help you precisely calculate your true usable equity, leveraging your hidden investment capital. Clearly understand your maximum borrowing power so you know your real capacity. Then build a comprehensive, personalized blueprint tailored to your lifestyle and ambitious wealth building goals. This isn't just theory, it's your actionable roadmap for making equity move. No pressure, no hype, just clarity and confidence for your next move. And by the end, you'll know what you can do, where to do it, and how to get started safely. Book yours now at getready.com.au/training. Note that our exclusive one-to-one strategy call spots fill up rapidly. We intentionally limit the number of calls each week to ensure every single person receives our full dedicated attention and a truly bespoke strategy. So if you're serious about making your equity work for you this year, don't wait. Secure your plenty call now. Or if you're still unsure, download the free step-by-step blueprint to get started today and see how easy it can be to take the next step in your property journey. And if this video helped clarify your next steps, please hit that like button, subscribe for more strategic property insights, and then dive deeper with our next recommended video. Should you bear in mind? We specifically unpack when paying lender's mortgage insurance can be a strategic advantage when it's not. You don't want to miss that one. And that six-figure number you saw in the start, it's more than a grade. It's your permission slip. So what's it going to be? Equity snoring in the garage or finally taking the lead? Let's make it.